This conference will now be recorded.
So we are recording the session, Srinivas, so I think we can start now.
Yeah, that's fine.
We are recording to others.
Okay. Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. So I'm Srinivas. I'll be your instructor for ETL testing from today. So before we start any technical details or any demo, I just wanted to know if you guys are aware of testing, or I just wanted to know what your background is like. So is everybody a fresher, or have somebody got any knowledge or information on what ETL testing is or what normal testing is? Or should I start right it from the beginning? So let me assume everybody is new to ETL testing or the IT. Shall I start the sessions like that?
That will be better, Srinivas. Everyone
Yeah,
will understand.
yeah, I'll take it as a yes. Okay, okay. So ETL testing. So what do you understand by the terminology? I would prefer the session to be an interactive session so that it would be more more easier for us to understand better, understand and just open up any other questions that are coming up in your minds, and you just don't leave it. Okay, so what do you understand by the word called ETL testing? I know you guys might have heard about testing, manual testing, automation testing, right? So when somebody says ETL testing, what exactly it is? Okay, ETL testing is nothing but uh, is a test that is being done on the data. Is any unlike any other manual testing, you won't be testing an application, or you won't be testing a database, or you won't be testing any of the features or the functionalities within the ETL. All that we test here is we test the data and we test the process, right? So coming to our session one, what we would do is today we would cover what are the data warehousing concepts, ETL concepts or ETL processes, SQL, and ETL tools available in the market. So when I say data warehousing, when I said database or data warehousing concepts, so are you guys aware what database and what data warehousing is? Hello? In
Guys, if you
any
are
org
not ask any questions related to anything, please.
Okay, that's fine. Just let us start with what is a database and why is it needed in our IT industry. I mean, like in basically in IT industry, what are we doing here? Either we are, what are we doing in our IT industry? So whether it could be a software development, whether it could be a testing or anything when it's related to an information technology, what is that you understand? So let me take an example. Say if a developer is designing say if a developer is designing an application, why would he design an application? And what does exactly that application would do? In any application development, there will be a front end. You can stop me wherever you have a little confusion. You'll have a front end, you will have a business logic layer, and you would have a typical database layer. Are you aware of these three things? Nagasai, Lilavati, or Asha?
No, no, no.
No, sir, no.
Okay, you're not aware of what is a front end, what a front end is, what a business logic layer is, and what a database layer is. So at least do you understand what an application is, or what a software product is? Hello. Okay. In the IT industry, whenever let us take a simple example of any application. Say, why do a bank need a software, or why does any company it needs a software to manage its business, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
need yeah. So to manage its business, in order to manage its business, what it needs to do, it needs to manage its accounts, it needs to manage its customers, it needs to manage its employees, and it needs to manage their relationships with the other companies. And there are various other factors in order to run a business. In order to handle everything in a one place or a one go, what they basically do is they start coming up with an application which will be there for their ease of use. Say for example, even you don't have to go with your bank example, just a simple application like a Redbus, right? Or any other transport agency, or any other bus ticketing agency. So when they wanted to start a business like that, what they had in their mind, okay, they will think that, okay, I need to start this business where everybody from their mobiles should be able to book a bus ticket, right? So when they had that conceptual thing in their mind, they would think of a one front end application which that end user must be able to use, where he can enter the in the front end, he would say, where he can enter your starting point, destination point, and the time of travel, right? So in order for our application to know these details, it needs an interface where the end user will be entering these details, and those would be read by our application. Are you getting something or? Okay. So once this application has read this data, it would go on to the business logic layer and sees if really the starting point exists, if really this destination exists, if really this time travel is existing or not. And if all these three are existing, then it will fetch the data from the database layer and then gives it back to the user, right? So front end. So there would be a two-way communication here. Front end will talk to the business logic layer. So this, one second, let me put a two-way arrow. Okay. So when the user enters his details, like where he wants to travel, when he wants to travel, it will hit the business logic and it would see whether real the travel date, if there are any vehicles that are existing or if there are any buses that are existing. Then it would go to the business, the database layer, and fetch the details of what is the availability and what the front end user, if he wants to decide, he can decide and he can book the tickets, right? So in this layer there are three types of testing. One is the UI testing, where everybody is where the traditional testing would go as a front end testing. Front end testing, which is our white box testing, they call us. Mm, the business logic is you won't see anything directly, but the the values that are returning from the business logic are will be appearing in your front end. So say in this white box testing, you can say that it will be something like the font sizes, colors, text box, buttons, images. So so basically a front end tester would test for these things. When it comes to the business logic testing, here it's basically the functionality testing. So this is the functionality testing, where it says like the functionality in the sense when a user has logged in, whether it's logging in properly or not. If it is returning any uh, error values, like if the login is not successful, what is a pop-up message that is popping up? So all those functionality testing will be done on the business logic layer. On the database layer is exactly what we do. We call it as a data testing. So here we would be testing what are the number of tables that we have in this database for this particular application, and what are the data types that are defined, and what are uh, the relationships between these two tables we have. is called the data testing or the database testing. So this is our traditional testing. So now when it comes to our ETL testing, we won't be testing on any of these three layers, but we would be testing on the data warehouses. So we need to understand what a data warehouse is. Okay. So a data warehouse is nothing but is another type of a database layer. Just that naming convention has been changed based on the usage of its kind. So coming to your data warehouse. So what do you understand by the word warehouse? I mean, not technically, just give me out of your knowledge, what is a data warehouse? Hello? Okay, so the data warehouse is nothing but it's another database which collects data from the multiple databases. Like here we have one application, right? An organization may have any number of applications like this. Like this, where they will have many applications, many databases. So DB1, let us call it as DB1, DB2 or DB3 and go on. So there would be many applications that would be writing data to the database, and there will be an ETL process. There will be an ETL process where it would consume data from these databases and stores it in a warehouse. Why it would store in a warehouse, we'll come on it very shortly. I'll explain in detail. Okay, so a, a daily or hourly or any ETL process. Now, when the data has, see, the data, there are multiple databases or the multiple applications in an organization where they have the transactional data in the databases, and that transactional data will be read by our ETL process and stores it in a data warehouse. So the data we're reading from the database and storing it in the warehouse, the validation of this ETL process is called as our ETL testing. So we go any further on ETL testing, how it is done, what is needs to be done. We need to have a basic knowledge of the databases and the data warehouse concepts, right? So basically the database, if you have heard about OLTP, OLAP in your career or in your even in your college subjects, you would know the difference between what is OLTP and OLAP. So I'll tell you why. I told you this is a database, right? Even data warehouse is a database. Then what is the difference and why do we need an ETL process here in between? So that's the question you might get. As a database, we have the same data coming from the applications. And I said it will be copied to the data warehouse using an ETL process. Uh, hmm. And and one second. So I said here we have an application, right? Where the front end business logic and the database layer, and this databases in regular time intervals, we would store the data into the warehouse. Why is this whole process or the activity needed when we have the data in the database one? So that is where it comes OLTPs and OLAPs. Hello. I need someone, Asha, Leelavati, Naga, or Sai.
Yeah. We are listening.
I just need to be an interactive session because
Sure.
all right. So if you're aware of these databases and the databases, just tell me yes or no so that I can tell you right from the beginning.
No, we are not aware of this. This
Okay.
is first now.
Yeah. Okay. And what is the experience you guys have got? You're coming from with no
Four,
experience, right? There's nothing to
4
hesitate.
years. 4
Hmm?
years.
Yeah,
4
4
years.
years of into the
Yeah,
software
yeah.
development
No.
or the
Into the banking sector.
into the testing,
No. Banking sector.
banking sector in the sense like
Like,
into IT
co-
or into the
no, not IT.
huh?
It's Kotak Mahindra. I'm working in
Oh,
Kotak.
okay, it's a banking
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, okay, let me come up with that example.
Yeah, sure.
Say banking has many applications, right? You have a mobile banking,
Yeah, mobile banking.
you have internet banking,
Yes.
you have a branch banking.
Yes.
Hmm? So you can transfer the money from your mobile, you can transfer the money by going to a branch, you can transfer the money or receive the money via the internet banking, right?
Yes. Yes.
So all that you are doing is the transactional based.
Yes.
Hmm? So the bank, say, put this is an example, this is the bank.
Yeah.
Hmm? The
Yes.
bank has got a front end, which is your
Mm-hmm.
mobile application or anything. It has got a
Yes.
business logic where it validates whether you are the correct person who is logging in, whether you are the correct person, or whether you
Yes.
have the balance in your account or not. Hmm?
Yes. Yes.
Hmm? And it gets the data from the database layer and it hits you back. So
Yes.
the banking has two kind of things. One is there is operations,
One is a non-operation.
one is a non-operational, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So for the bank must be very quick in order to do a transaction when it involves a bank and a customer. When it involves a bank and its customer, they want to see a seamless transaction that is happening,
Yes.
right? What do you mean by a transaction? A transaction is something where money is involved.
Transferring.
Huh? Yeah,
Yes.
whether it could be a money transferring or the deposit or the loan or the loan payment or the loan dispersal, whatever it is a transaction for a business.
Yes.
And that should be seamless. If I do a transaction now, are you expecting it to happen tomorrow? No, right?
Yeah. Today
No,
or
no.
tomorrow it will happen.
So that is OLTP, online.
Okay.
This is called
Online
online
transaction processing.
transactional,
Processing.
online transactional processing. So this is nothing but your traditional database. Your traditional database, you can call it as, it can be used for online transactional processing.
Yes.
Your traditional database. Then suppose if you want to check your balance on the 3rd of September in 2018. So you want to know what is my balance on that particular day. You want to know what are the payments that you have done. You want to know what is your statement is like, in other words. So
Yes.
you want to see an historic data on your account. On your
Yes.
historic account. Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So when it comes to the historic data, is it related to any transaction?
Yes, it's related to transaction only, right?
No, it is not related to a transaction. Transaction is something which will happen now.
Mm-hmm.
Transaction which is happening now. Once the transaction is happened, the transaction is already happened, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Once the transaction has happened, that is a history.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes.
historical data will be maintained in our OLAP servers. I'll tell you why the difference is and what the difference is. OLTPs and we have OLAP. Online and analytical processing, which is nothing but a warehouse. This is your warehouse. Okay. So what is online analytical processing? Like, you want to analyze what has happened on your account. You want to analyze what are your spends last year. You want to analyze what are your spends previous year. So those are the things that are not very operational for business. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
One is to run the business. One is to run the business. The other one is to see how the business is going on.
Mm-hmm.
You got my point, right? So
Yes.
this is something like, if you have some money at your home, you are going for a shopping, what you would do, you would take some cash and put it in your pockets and go, right?
Yes.
You do all your shopping, you come back, when you have the balance left, you put it back in your safe box.
Yes.
Consider the safe box is a warehouse and your wallet as a database.
Okay. Got it.
So
Yes.
the wallet can be used instantly. Every time when somebody where you have to give some money or take some money, put it back. What you would do, you won't come to your safe house and open the locker and get the money and give it to somebody, right?
Yes.
And the same time, when somebody gives it, every penny you won't bring it and put it in the locker.
Yes.
So to make it the ease of use, the traditional database has been designed to suffice this instant transactional processing, like anything that can be done very quickly. Okay. For
Okay.
analytical purpose, when you want to see, okay, what are the things I have done, what are the spends I have done, okay, I have spent this much money on this product, so next month I should not spend on this one. So that is to analyze and improve your business, right? So such kind of data is stored in the data warehouse. Any questions on the difference between a database and the data warehouse?
No, sir.
Okay. So to make it short, what we'll do is we'll just make a small segregation. We'll just make a small segregation where we can differentiate. Say we'll take it as database, OLTP, warehouse, OLAP. So when it comes to the OLTP, this involves, as I said, it is a day-to-day processing, right? And the data warehouse will have all the historic process data. Clear? So this OLTP systems, if who would use these OLTP systems, like your say banking as an example, your tellers, clerks, managers, right? Hello. And who would use the database, the data warehouse? This is for analysts, and executives. Okay. Where the database is used mostly to running the business. This is to analyze the business. It will have less number of records. This will be have huge data. Our warehouse is flexible, but our OLTPs are high performance. And what else we have? Okay. So these are some of the key differences between your warehouse and your database. So our involvement as an ETL tester would be based on the OLAP processing on the warehouse. So transactional data, we won't be testing any transactional data, but what the transactional data comes from there and dumps it in the warehouse, we would be testing that data. So what do you understand by testing the data? No, tell me, even if it is wrong, just don't hesitate. Hello? Sai, Naga, Asha. Okay. Then I'll directly jump on to the topic called our ETL testing versus our
Hello,
database
Srinath?
testing. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to disturb you. Yeah, this is
Mhm.
Nagarjun. Actually, I was working now. Actually, I am on meeting till now. Okay, so I
Is
am
it?
listening what you saying. We can understand. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so my doubt is basically I am from a non-IT background. Like I am working as a data
Okay.
analyst in Harman now. Okay, so I
Okay.
used to use Excel and SQL
Mm-hmm.
to provide reports and publishing the reports. Okay, but I'm not aware of testing or developing what you
Okay.
said in the initially. So is it
Mm-hmm.
okay to run this ETL testing for me? Is it
Yes,
suitable?
yes, yes. No, yes, definitely. Because all that what you're doing currently is more similar to that.
Hmm.
So what you're
Okay.
currently doing is you are extracting the reports. Maybe it could be the BI reports, right?
Exactly. Not BI
Uh,
report. We have some tools like whatever the Harman is using some different tools. Okay.
Okay.
From that
Mm.
too, we extract the data by using SQL commands.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So even
So,
in the ETL testing, it would be more similar. Like
okay.
when you say ETL testing, it's nothing like a rocket science where you have to learn the
Mm,
tool
mm,
and the
mm,
tool has to
mm,
be,
mm.
you need to have coding and all. No,
Okay.
all that we have in our ETL testing is we have a source, which is our
Mm,
database, traditional database, and we have
okay.
a target, which is our warehouse. All
Mm,
that we do
mm,
is once the ETL process is done,
mm.
we get the data from the database, we get the data from the warehouse and compare both the data if they are reflecting same or not.
Okay. So ETL means it's a tool, right?
ETL is a tool, but you won't be running the tool. That's what I'm trying to
Mm.
say. You won't be running the tool. You won't
Oh,
be developing anything on the tool. The
okay.
ETL
ठीक है.
developers, yeah, the
Mm,
ETL developers would do the ETL transformations and everything.
mm.
Once that is loaded to the warehouse, all that you need to do is the way you are generating the reports. Now you are
Okay.
generating the reports from the warehouse to an Excel
Mm.
report and giving it to the
Manager.
business or the lead
Mm.
or the manager, whoever it is.
Exactly.
That is
Exactly.
absolutely fit. So the same extraction would be done now from the warehouse.
Mm.
And the same
Okay.
extraction would be done from the database and cross-validate if the ETL process has performed that transformations correctly or not. Say for example, your manager wants to
Mm.
view a report, your manager wants to view a report of a client ABC of his entire deposits in last fiscal year
Okay.
or entire sales in last fiscal year,
You
right?
okay? You presenting or I am seeing only the one slide. OLTP slide.
No, you're seeing only one side. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Let me put then in a notepad. Hmm? Say your manager has asked to get a report for sales executive
Mm.
A001 for fiscal year 2021, right?
Okay.
Fiscal year, if I put it like this. So for this, you have to generate a report. What you will do, you will go hit the database. This executive, you'll filter
Hmm.
with this executive, and you search with this
Hmm.
year, and you would take
Correct.
the sum of the total, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly.
So if this is a report, that has been designed on ETL tool,
Okay.
ETL tool has done this report, and
Hmm.
this transaction is placed in your warehouse in here.
Hmm.
So now you
Hmm.
have to validate. So if this is a requirement, what you would do in the warehouse, already this summarized information is there.
Okay.
All that they are looking for is summarized information. ETL tool has done the summarized information. What you have to do is whether this summarized information is correct or not. How you will validate? How you will validate the summarized information? You would validate from your traditional database. From summarized information is on your DWH. Your transactional information is on your DB. What you would do is you will go and hit this DB for
Hmm.
this sales executive for this year.
Okay. For the
It will
year.
return some thousands of records,
Correct.
right? Because he
Hmm.
has done so many sales. Those
Exactly.
thousands of records, what you will do, you would sum up into that Excel sheet.
Hmm.
You would sum up in that Excel sheet and see if this warehouse, if this tool has written the same value for that particular user or not.
Okay. Okay.
Then your
Okay.
testing is done.
Hmm.
Now tell me, where have you designed any of the ETL process? No, you haven't.
Hmm.
But you know the requirement, what the ETL requirement was there for a particular report. You got it, right?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
So if you're coming from a background where you don't have any testing knowledge,
Hmm.
it is fine to learn it. Or even if you don't know about anything about the databases or the data warehouses, it is fine.
Hmm.
All that you can do is you have to learn the basic concepts of it.
Hmm.
You don't have to be a database engineer or a database architect or an ETL specialist to do this testing.
Okay. 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 Tell me about like what is the experience you have and what you learned, Srinivas?
Hmm? See, I'm into IT industry for more than 15 years.
Okay.
I'm involved in all the phases, right from the application development to the warehouse solutioning.
Hmm. So
So
currently you are
currently,
working.
yes, currently I'm ETL specialist for one of the top 500 organization,
Hmm.
where I'm heading a team for this entire ETL process, like the developers and the testers.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And how many days it will take to complete the course?
The course, it would take about 20 days. Like
Okay.
20 days in the sense is like 20 classes that would be spread out in a month.
Hmm.
Hmm?
So Cecily here, as I told, I am also non-IT background. Okay. So
Yes.
would it help
Mhm.
to me?
Sorry.
Would it help to me? So I am also non-background of IT.
No, that's what I said to Naga as well, right?
Mhm.
So
At least
even
he
if
is
you're
having
from a
some
not,
knowledge about this and all because he done
no, he
already.
wasn't.
Yeah,
Huh?
yes, yes, it's similar to that one only, right?
Yes. So all
Yes.
that
So,
you do in this testing is you won't be using much of the tools
yep.
apart from the SQL, which you have
Mhm.
no option but to use. The
Okay,
SQL
okay,
basic concepts will be given.
okay,
So you won't be using any of the DML commands also. All that you would be doing is a select statement. You will be fetching the data, seeing and say what the requirement says. If it is matching, then yes. If it is not matching, then it's a different story. If it's not matching, then you can raise a defect and say that the process is the ETL process is not working as expected.
Okay.
I'll come to that point where you will start with your test case creation, test executions, and logging your defects, and so on.
Okay.
And also one more question, Srinivas, do you have a course curriculum like what you teach like a class 1, class 2?
I have given you the curriculum already. I'll
Okay,
ask
where?
Kavita to share it again.
Mm-hmm. And SQL, how many days you will teach?
SQL hardly it would be for like like 2 or 3 sessions.
Okay.
You won't be needing more than that.
I think it is a 1 month course, right?
Sorry?
It is a 1 month course, right?
Yes.
Okay. So after finishing the course, should we get job assurance programs or something?
Yeah, that we could discuss it with Kavita, because the job placement assistance will definitely be there.
ನಾನು ಏಮಂತ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಈ ಜನವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ
Okay.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಯಾರು ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಐಟಮ್ ಏನಿಲ್ವೋ. Sir, I just wanted to know one more thing. Is this the same class will continue every day, same time or what?
The timings we would decide. What time you guys are comfortable?
So actually, if it is evening 6 to 7, or else morning 8 to 9, that would be preferred time to us. Actually, as long as we will be in class. So for that one.
Okay, you guys would be working, right? How about 7 to 8?
Yeah, 7 to 8, or else morning 8 to 7 to 9 between.
No, like in the morning, any time between 7 to 9 is fine, right?
Yeah, that is fine. Morning.
Hey, no, I'll suggest one time. I think it's okay for me because it's 7 o'clock too early. Okay, I used to wake up at 6:30, 6 o'clock. So I need to fresh up and also I need to log in at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Sorry.
Yeah,
So it's
if you are
better to fix on 9 to 10 or 8:30 to 9:30 like that.
yeah, 8 to 9 would be okay.
8 to 9, that is fine.
Is it too early for you, Naga?
Yes, boss. Okay, it's will see the day time. Okay. No, I also manage my time.
Okay, then we'll do it from 8:30 to 9:30. I don't know if the others are okay with it.
And
But 8
only
to
me
9 is
and
preferred time, sir, because again we need to go office and 9:30. So we have to start journey and all. So 8 to 9, that would be preferred.
Yeah, you guys decide the time now. So because you guys decide the time and speak to Kavita on that.
Yeah.
So I can schedule. Yeah, we'll have it. Even I would prefer 8 to 9.
And Srinivas, one more question. Okay. What is that? I just forgot it. So you are teaching this ETL tool, right? Apart from, do we need to learn Python or something else? Programming languages required?
No, it's not needed. It's basically out of your interest. If you want, you can learn, but it's not needed for ETL teaching. From the testing perspective, yes, it is not needed.
Okay, so after we complete the course, should we get a job, right? Based on that, this training what you are given.
Yes. And it depends how much you practice, how many scenarios you practice, and how well you project the projects that we give you. Right?
Okay.
But that assistance would be there. That's a different story on its own.
Okay, I have not done my question.
Okay. And Helen, Leela, have you got any questions? So, okay then, if you haven't got any questions, then we'll wrap up the call today. So tomorrow
You
we'll
have
start at 8 o'clock,
Ravichandra
right?
document? You have no in your system?
Sorry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just losing you guys. If there are
Sir, you
no
mean to say
questions,
that you will wind up the session, right?
yes.
Yeah, fine.
If you have no questions, then I'll end up the session, and tomorrow we'll start at 8 o'clock.
Okay, sir.
Okay.